don't think he needs an introduction, mashallah.
Assalamu alaikum. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasul Kareem. Again, I apologize. I had to occasion I was coming from another event, but I told him I will make it. So, Jazakallah khair. And now you want to think to yourself, so I'm going to make this quick because it's about dinner. I will not go past 5 minutes. I'm not one of them, don't worry about long speeches. Here's my 6 points, why we should think about this. And the 7th one's going to be the most exciting one. But the first six, I want you guys to think about why we want to go ahead and give. First and foremost, think to ourselves, we have now been in this community for many years. It's not about just the immigrant community. Our Muslim, African American, Black community have been here for many years. After that, we have had immigrants from the Bosnian community, from the Southeast Asian community, the Arab community, and we have established quite a bit of things. And from schools, from masajids, from like care and different organizations that benefit the Muslim causes. What's very important is that we are part of the American fabric, so that is number one. If we are part of the American fabric, number two, then we need to make sure that we have representation of our community. So if we have to have representation in our community, why is that important? Because if you look at hierarchy of Maslow, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, after your basic necessities of water, food, housing, what you need is a sense of belonging. For many young individuals who've been for many years, you want to be a part of something. You want to be a part that when they could see that someone of their race, ethnicity, or religion is part in the decision-making, the legislative part, or the decision-making, or just representing their issues that might be dealing with our community. So that becomes number two. But number three is, our duty is not just because someone's Muslim, we're supposed to just go ahead and just blindly, support a Muslim. We have to make sure that the person is qualified. And hopefully, if you've read any of these, or if some of you might know them from before, you can take it from an education perspective, qualified, from the professional perspective, qualified, for what people that they stand for, are their character, at least what people, and you could figure out some people like, hey, you know what, awesome, I don't know about him. Well, we would have found out by now, right? But everyone has realized through time that these are individuals who are qualified, have good character. But the other aspect of it is that these are individuals who also know the topics. You have asked them questions today, and they were able to answer them. And it's not about just the Muslim cause. They want to make sure to help support all of citizens in this area, in our community, in our district, and in the state. And so the idea is that when you can have someone who has the other part of the candidate is not just on the political side, but all three of them have been rooted in our community. From whatever communities they grew up in, they also, sometimes you have candidates, and we've all had many candidates. The last several years, so many phone calls. Like, Sonic, I'm like, who are you? Okay, it's a donation time, right? Or, hey, can you connect us? But sometimes you feel uncomfortable because who are you? We have never saw you, never met you. But you have three individuals who have been involved in the community before this. So this was not like a political campaign. Let us start getting, a picture, hey, I'm at this event. Grassroots from the bottom, and now they are at a point that they want to not just help their community, but the state of Illinois. And this is something that we want to keep in mind. Number 5, and this is what happens when you go into phones, all right, is the idea is what we wanted to make sure is that now we have at the situation as we are community builders, we have to realize the other aspect is many of us might say, well, you know what? Why do we get involved in the community? Well, we have to just take care of our Muslim community and that's it. If you look at it from a religious perspective, through our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the best of examples. You see, even at his time, they had individuals and people that he wanted to connect to better their community. You have Abu Talib, right, who was an uncle, who wasn't Muslim, but he knew that his connection helped him at least try to spread or give him some protection. Or when there was struggle, he went to Najashi, a king. Or he also wanted to get some more support. He made dua for one of the two Umars, and Allah decided Umar radiallahu anhu would be the one that's going to support. When he wanted to have support, Hamza radiallahu anhu was another uncle when he knew there was a tough time. If you look throughout the Prophet's history, there were individuals or at certain times and places that he used or worked with to help their cause, but also the community cause. And that's why even the Prophet ﷺ said, as all of you know, these are just reminders for all of us, is that even there was a group called Hilful Fudul before he became a prophet. So Charity of Alliance. And he said if this was still there, I would participate because it was taking care of the people who needed the most. And the idea of this support is not just so they could look good and be on news and take pictures, but it's to help all the individuals. The individuals who are struggling, from the immigrants to some specific ethnic groups, to people who are struggling maybe through financial means, to individuals in the middle class, and even upper class. And whatever they could do, that they do it for the sake of Allah and do it for their best, inshallah ta'ala, that would be important. And then the last thing to keep in mind, if we know that these individuals, that we want to be a fabric of our community, we want our kids to make sure that we want to make sure we're involved, we have the right candidate, what it's more than ever before is that we realize we are going to be here. I think mostly, if Allah decides, most likely our generations, or myself, or our future generations will all pass away. When I look at ourselves, I would say, yes, I'm a Muslim, but I'm an American. And what not is that is a time than ever before that we come at a point, at a time, that we have to have candidates who have a moral compass, who understand how to navigate through the political scene, which is not easy. May Allah make it easy for you. We'll get some more white hair. And some of you guys, if you dealt with masjid politics, you can get white hair and bald head. All right, that's how. Look at Facebook News, it's all white too now. Anyone who's been a president here just gets white. Right? So Allah protects, so inshallah ta'ala, that you have work in the community. So the state is easy, right? You know, you have to deal with people, different personalities, a lot of meetings, a lot of events. So inshallah, may Allah protect you. So what we just need to leave with, and that's it. It's 4 minutes and 40 seconds. So my last 20 seconds is, all of us, we give to many causes. But if we could all, and I include myself, that we could go ahead and make a decision to give something for this campaign, individuals who have been with us at the grassroots levels with our own community events, that they are trying to do something for the state of Illinois, for all citizens. And in that citizens are Muslims also. And so inshallah ta'ala, I spoke to one uncle, we were talking, we looked at each other, and we decided that, okay, 1,000 for each. So I have one uncle who decided 1,000 for each candidate, right? Because they're like, okay, should we do 1,000, 300, 300, 300? Right? Someone's going to get mad. Who's it going to be? Do we get the Southside Universal guy here? Or do we go old school MCC? All right, then Nabila, a new individual that I got to meet last year at one event. So we're like, no. So if everyone could decide 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. 750, 750, 750, 555, 250, 250, 250, 100, 100, 100, 50, 50, 100, 100, 100, 250, 250, 250, 500, 500, 500, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. And someone's feeling like, mashallah, Mubarak, then 3,000, 3,000, 3,000, if you want to do like, Sunnah 3, something like that. All right, just make it up. All right, so inshallah ta'ala, so I already have one uncle.
Don't give more than 6,000, that's the limit.
Oh, that's the limit. All right.
I was hoping.
Yeah, anything after that, just give it to MTC. That was fine.
We were hoping you start with 6,000 because that's the max. So.
Oh, okay. Well. She said, don't get that. The rule was here. No, I'm sorry. Yeah. So whatever, I'm sorry. 6,000, 6,000, 6,000, 5,000, 3,000. Whatever you have, we're not going to have this, one of them says, okay, let's start raising people's hands. I'm just thinking everyone can. But I do have 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. Anyone want to jump on that? Inshallah, Allah knows best, right? So I think we'll do that. Let's have dinner and then come around. So please, inshallah ta'ala, please, something before we walk out of here, all of us make the intention that we do it for the sake of Allah, and please make dua that Allah protect them, make it easy for them, forgive them from any mistakes that they do, but put barakah and give them wisdom in making the right decisions for the state of the people of Illinois and for our community. Can you say Ameen for that? That's free. Ameen. All right. People are like, oh no. All right, so with that, patient uncle, how do you want to go?
Thank you very much. So please, food will be brought to your table, but before the food comes, please donate. That's what we want to see. We don't want to disturb the donation with the food. So please have your checkbooks ready. There are 3 days of